There's this sudden rush of emotions. You just somebody says something. You're trying so hard to control yourself. You feel that if that person should touch another button, another tone will just come out of your mouth. You know it. So name what you're feeling. What do I feel? Am I feeling frustrated? Am I feeling angry? Am I feeling disrespected? Am I feeling upset? Just label what you are feeling. And what part of your body do you feel it? Sometimes I feel it in the pit of my belly. Sometimes I feel it in my chest, this tightness in my chest. I already know that I feel that tightness in my chest, or you can feel it anywhere. It might be different for you. Maybe you feel something in your throat, you feel it in your chest and the pit of your belly, wherever it is. Recognize where you feel it and try your best to change your position. Change your position so you give it, because those emotions are somewhere in your body and you will feel it if you're paying attention. Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Tolu Akiyemi. It's a privilege to be in your space. If this is your first time here on this channel, I share thoughts that can help women rise above limiting beliefs, be comfortable with their emotions, have healthier conversations with themselves, and to be all that God has called them to be. If this interests you, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for being here again. This week I was talking to my husband. I shared an experience with him and I said, what do you think would be the best title for this kind of experience? He said, stop letting them mess with you. I was like, that sounds nice, but anyway, I'm going to be adopting it. So the topic for today is stop letting them mess with you. Who is them? Them is people. Them is people. So let me just share an example. Say for instance, you have a business. Probably you make dresses, and then a client comes to you, says, oh, I need this dress by, I have a function. I need to be out of the house by 7:30 in the morning, and I need that dress delivered tomorrow morning. So you've spoken to maybe one of your girls, one of the people that work with you at your store, and you've told them, tomorrow morning, be at the office latest by 6:30, get this dress delivered. The client needs it for 7:30. So you're giving yourself some grace. Get there 6:30, deliver at 7, you're there, it's delivered, it's done. So you do all of that, make all the arrangements, and then tomorrow morning by 7, your client rings you and says, where's your girl? I haven't seen her. And you're like, oh my God, what's going on? You've made all those plans. All that is sorted. By now, she should have gotten her dress. And probably the phone call you were expecting was, oh, thank you so much. I love the dress. That kind of thing. And then the person says, your girl is not there. And you're like, what am I going to do? So you start ringing the girl. She's not picking her calls. They're like, wait, it's called a mobile phone. Where is your phone? Why are you not communicating with me? Has something happened to her? What is going on? Well, I need to sort my client. You probably have little children that you are taking care of or need to be ready for school before you get yourself out of the house. So they are there waiting for you. That is there. You need to handle that. Now you have a client who is waiting, a girl who is not taking her calls. You try to make alternative arrangements, try to get another girl. Can you get, don't forget it's already 7 o'clock. She needs to be out of the house by 7:30. You get another girl. You're telling the client, I apologize, I'm sorry, I'll get on to you as soon as possible. You get another girl who will take another maybe 15-20 minutes before she gets to the store to get that item delivered for you. So give or take, it was until probably 8 a.m. or maybe your client had to even leave the house wearing something else, something like that. And tell me, if it was you, how would you feel that morning? If it was me, believe me, that day, I would just be reacting. I have children that I need to get up, get up, get up. You're already snapping at children. Get up, get up, get up, get up. I don't have time for this. And you start trying to, rush them. The children are not in a hurry. They are not late for school. Something is already going on inside of you. You try to get them ready. That girl that didn't pick her call, just imagine that maybe by 8 or 7:45, she eventually rings you and said, hello, good morning, ma. You rang me. What will be your first response? Are you okay? I rang you. Yes, I rang you. That kind of situation, that kind of thing happens. What would you do? A lot of times, something like that happens and it sort of sets the tone for the entire day. It's almost like the day is ruined, your mood is ruined, and it just sets that reactive tone. Other people who haven't done anything wrong to you. With your client, it puts you in bad light. Probably she's your high paying client, valuable client. It already puts you in bad light, like they're not professional, they're not this, they're not that. And word of mouth is very important with business. So imagine that kind of situation that you have to deal with. Whatever the case is with the girl, it's not like she had an accident or anything. She could have communicated with you. You've made all those arrangements, sorted it out. You feel like you've done your part. What are the emotions that you could be feeling? First, you're feeling frustrated because you're ringing the girl, she's not taking her calls. Next, you're feeling annoyed, you're angry. All those things happen. And the truth is, life, you can just wake up one morning feeling all beautiful. I'm going to get everything straight, I'm going to do this, you've made all your plans, and somebody from somewhere says something, does something, or you're just going on your own, or you parked your car somewhere, someone just reversed into your car, or you're just driving, someone just brushed your car, you're like, where are you running to? Can't you see? Things like that will happen. They're like emotional bullets. That somewhere someone just decides to, someone just says something, passes a comment. I was at a wedding one weekend like that, and the lady just, I don't know if she was forced to serve at the wedding or something. She just passed by like, oh, I'm not even the one that's supposed to be doing this, trying to serve you a drink. I'm not even the one that's supposed to be doing this. And you're like, they force you to do it. Someone just does that to you. You don't know me from anywhere, and you're already passing this kind of comment. So those are things that could happen to us, and it leaves us in a state where we become reactive. We'll be reactive towards the same people, other people who have not done anything, and it sets that bad tone. I've seen it happen over and over and over again, especially with women, even older women. A lot of us have not learned to, accept that something happens and it does not necessarily need to set the tone. That kind of thing happens, you get to work, it's already a bad day, you're already complaining, some people are already swearing, doing things like that. Issues will always happen. And this video is to call your attention to the fact that there are lots of things that you can control. There are lots of things that you cannot control. And I'm getting to terms with it. I don't want to live like a pessimist, like, this will happen, something bad will happen. No. However, I'm choosing to live in a state of mind or with a mindset that I don't have control over everything that happens. And I'm going to give allowance for things that I may not be able to control that will happen. I don't want it to hinder my peace. I don't want it to, just cut the flow and give me negative vibes, negative energy, that kind of thing that sort of sets the tone and affects the entire day, makes me a reactive person to other people who haven't done anything to me. Because the truth is, it will always affect your day. It will affect everything around you. Because that example I gave, the woman's already reactive towards her children. They don't know what is going on, but you're already reactive towards them. You get to work, your colleague or somebody else says something to you, you're just snapping, being passive aggressive, and everybody's wondering, she has started again. What's wrong with her? And God help you if that kind of person is your boss who has not learned to, put things aside and just be. Just relate to everybody like that. Who is, if God help you, if your boss is that kind of reactive person. So have the mindset that there are lots of things I can't control that would happen. And if they do, I'm going to give myself allowance. So let's start with accepting that it is a normal part of life, that people will do things, people will say things will happen outside of my control. Accept it. Accept it, know this, and know peace. That is one. Two, When something like that happens, it's important that there's this sudden rush of emotions. You just somebody says something, you're trying so hard to control yourself. You feel that if that person should touch another button, another tone will just come out of your mouth. You know it. So name what you're feeling. What do I feel? Am I feeling frustrated? Am I feeling angry? Am I feeling disrespected? Am I feeling upset? Just label what you are feeling. And what part of your body do you feel it? Sometimes I feel it in the pit of my belly. Sometimes I feel it in my chest, this tightness in my chest. I already know that I feel that tightness in my chest, or you can feel it anywhere. It might be different for you. Maybe you feel something in your throat, you feel it in your chest and the pit of your belly, wherever it is. Recognize where you feel it and try your best to change your position. Change your position so you give it, because those emotions are somewhere in your body and you will feel it if you're paying attention. A lot of tightness in your chest. I remember someone who is sort of above me in rank. I had an issue with the person, and the conversation was going back and forth. I knew that I needed to bite my tongue at that point. I was already feeling that tightness in my chest. So change your position. Excuse yourself from that scenario. You've accepted what's going on. Label it and why. When you're able to label it and you try to take a step back, you're able to analyze what is going on and reframe the situation in a way that it starts to help you. Maybe this person, maybe something happened to her. Because sometimes, if you're able to label it, you may realize that it is not a me problem, it is a that person problem. But what that person has done has already messed with your entire day. So, if I'm able to step back, identify what I'm feeling and why I am feeling that way, I'm able to recognize if it is partly a me problem or a them problem. If it's partly a me problem, say for instance, I've had a situation before where that girl has gone cold on me like that, or she just ghosted me somehow, and then I've made plans with this same person. Like maybe she's learned a lesson. Sometimes we have that intuitive feeling when you feel that this person. Say for instance, somebody says, "I'm coming to visit you on Saturday," and maybe it's happened before that the person didn't come, but by your nature, you're someone who will say, "Oh, if someone is coming to visit me, I'm already planning what I'm going to offer the person. I'm already planning going into my host's kind of mindset." And you do make all of those preparations, and the person does not come. Or maybe it was later on, the person just didn't come throughout the day, sent a message later on, "Oh, sorry, I couldn't come again," something like that. And you feel hurt, but you just brush it aside. That kind of thing is repeating itself. Now, if I allow myself go into full host mode and the person doesn't come again, I might feel disappointed with myself because I've allowed myself to experience this again. So sometimes, if that is the case, you also need to take responsibility, because that thing has happened before. You probably had that intuitive feeling that this person will not come. It's just saying this. If I'm going to protect myself next time, I will wait on till the person actually calls that, "Oh, I'm on my way." And then I know that this person is coming. But just telling me, "Oh, I'll come and see you on Saturday." Life happens to everybody. Those that have children, anything can happen. So I'm not just going to go into extreme host mode. Okay, it might come, it might not come, that's fine. So I don't get myself in that place where it sort of dysregulates me. So if there is a part that you need to take ownership for, and you instead of shifting all the blame, take ownership for where you need to take ownership for, and recognize if it is a this person problem. It's the one who does not know how to communicate. It's the one who does not respect my time. It's the one who does not do this. Recognize that and not see it as a you problem. So if you are able to analyze it, sort of helps you and changes your entire frame of mind. But ultimately, I believe it is a mindset thing. This has happened. I cannot control it, and I will not let it affect my entire day, because what that girl did in the morning has already set the tone for the entire day. Chances are, if I allow it, that entire day I will keep reacting to everything and everybody. But if I stop, see what I'm feeling, I'm able to reanalyze it. I'm able to stop that right there. And I know that I don't have control over this. Next time, I know what I'm going to do. Maybe I will not make such arrangements with this, or I'll make better, solid backup plans. If plan A fails, plan B will work, things like that. So ultimately, identify things that you don't have control over, things people say, things people do, how people react, but you can control yourself. So I'm choosing not to be a reactive person, and I hope that from all the things I've shared today, you picked one or two things that will help you to stop being a reactive person and stop allowing other people mess with your day or with your life. Till I see you next time. Bye for now.